Okay, so just as we saw last unit with geometric sequences and series, we can represent different graphs using an exponential function. So an exponential function is written in the form f of x equals a times b to the x power. And b in this case has to be greater than 0 and it can't be equal to 1. Here, b is our base, x is our exponent, and a is our start value. When we're looking at the graph of the exponential, we can see that the domain is negative infinity to positive infinity, and the range is 0 to positive infinity. So recalling domain and range, domain is all the x values that are included in this function. And here we can see that it definitely goes to all the negative x values, but the positive x values are a little iffy. But we know that this goes on forever and ever, and we're going this way. So we're always going to the right, even if it's little by little. So we'll never ever reach an asymptote on the right with the x. Now for the range, that's the up and down. So it's clear that it keeps going on to positive infinity for the y values, but the lower bound for the y values is 0 because here, this part of the line never crosses this x-axis. And so this is called a horizontal asymptote. That means that no matter how close we get to that x-axis, we will never touch it and we will never cross it. So the first problem here says complete the following table for the function f of x equals 2 times 3 to the x power. So when you type this into your calculator, you get that 2 times 3 to the 0 power is 2 times 1. So this first one is 2. Now typing these into our calculator, for when x is 1, f of x becomes 6. When x is 2, f of x becomes 18. When x is 3, f of x becomes 54. And 162 when x is 4. Now, if you notice from our last unit, this first number is our starting point. So when it's 0, our starting point is 2, just like we did with geometric sequences and series. And then we're multiplying by 3 each time. Okay, so when it's asking what type of function would I use to model the data, I'm going to look at, is there a linear correlation? So is there a number I can add to one term to get to the next? Or do I need to multiply to make an exponential correlation? So the first thing I do is look for a linear one. To get from 5 to 12, I add 7. From 12 to 19, I add 7. And I add 7 for all of these. So this means that I'm going to use a linear model. And for that linear model, 5 would be my y-intercept and 7 would be my slope. For the second one, I also look for a number I can add to get the next number. Unfortunately, there isn't one. Because when I go from 0 to 3, I add 3. But when I go from 3 to 12, I don't add 3. So that won't work. And then I look for a number to multiply to get to the next number. That also won't work. If neither of these work, I would try graphing the function. So you have your x values and your f of x or your y values, and I would just create a small graph. Then you can see what function best models the data, and for this one, I would say quadratic. Here we have our next one. And each time, I can't add the same thing, but I can multiply by 6 each time to get the next value. And so when I multiply by the same thing, this is exponential. To write a function rule, I know that my r is 6, or my base, and I start at 3. So when I write my rule, I write my starting place, which is 3 times my rate of change, 6 to the power of x. Here again, we look for a number to add. We can't find one. We try to multiply. We see that these are each multiplied by 5 each time. So we know that it's exponential with a function rule that starts at 15, and our b is 5. So that's what our final function rule would look like. 15 times 5 to the x power. Flipping the page, I have written 5 and 6 out here, and they want us to do the same procedure with these ones. I want you to notice that here we aren't starting at 0 like we were on the previous ones, so we're starting at 2. That means when we write our function rule, we have to calculate our starting position because it's not given to us. So first let's find what we are changing by. To get from 192 to 48, we multiply by 1/4. And we do this to get each term. So to go to my first term, my starting place, I need to go back 2 because here I am at 2, so I need to go to 1 and then to 0. If I multiply 192 times 4, I get 768. And if I multiply that by 4, I get 3,072. So that is my starting place. That is my A. So the function rule we have for exponentials is f of x equals a times b to the x. So that starting point, A, is 3,072. And our B, our common rate, is 1/4. Right away for this next one, I can tell that my rate is going to be multiplying by 1/2 each time. But again, I start at 2, so I need to find my first and my 0. Multiplying by 2, I get that my starting point is 200, so that's what I put in for A. And my rate of change is 1/2, so that's what I put in for B to the power of x. And that is my final answer. So now for this first application problem, the number of fruit flies triples every 4 hours, and there are currently 100 fruit flies. So my starting amount of fruit flies is 100 here. And my common ratio is multiplied by 3 every 4 hours. So my formula for an exponential function is f of x equals a times b to the x power. Substituting in what we know, this is really f of x equals 100 times 3 to the x power. So for the next part of the problem, it asks how many will there be in 24 hours? So this function works when it triples every 4 hours. So if we want to figure out how many increments of time we're counting, we want 24 hours, but they only triple every 4. So we're going to divide that by 4, and we get 6 for our x. So here, when we substitute 6 in for our x, we get f of 6 equals 100 times 3 to the 6th power. And that equals 72,900 flies. We also could have written it like this. Since we know that the increment of time is every 4 hours, we would have the same base and starting place, but when we raise it to the power, we would do x divided by 4. So however many hours we're given, we divide that by 4. Let's see if that still works. So when we put 24 in for x for 24 hours, we have f of 24 equals 100 times 3 to the 24 divided by 4 power. And that is also 72,900 flies. This next problem can be done in a similar way. So when we start, we have 50 fire ants. And we know that the number of fire ants doubles every 6 hours. So here I've rewritten our formula for the exponential function, and we're just going to substitute in what we know. So we know a is 50, our rate is 2, and that's raised to the x power. So now they want to know how many fire ants there will be in 24 hours. So since the ants double every 6 hours, we need to see how many increments of time we're really counting. So we're going to take the 24 hours they want us to count and divide that by 6. That equals 4, so that's going to be our exponent. So here we substituted in what we know, and we get 800 ants. Now up here I'm going to write an alternative way to do the problem, just like the last problem. So everything else will stay the same. So we'll still have f of x equals our a times our b, but now our exponent will be raised to the x divided by 6, because that's how many hours. So this time when we substitute in, we substitute 24 in for x, and so we get 24 divided by 6, and that again is 800 ants. Okay, so this last problem is worded a little differently. We're still given the rate that it quadruples every 5 years, but instead we are given that there will be a certain amount of rabbits in 25 years from now. So the first part of the problem is asking for our initial amount, or our a value. So we substitute what we know into the equation for f of x, which is f of x equals a times b to the x power. So this time we know f of x. We know f of 25 is 5,632,000, and we know that our b value is 4. Now here it says that this is how many rabbits will be in the park after 25 years. So the rabbit population quadruples every 5 years. So to figure out our x, we have to take the 25 years we're looking at and divide that by 5 for the amount of years that it quadruples every time. So that equals 5. Okay, so when we substitute 5 in for our x, we can simplify 4 to the 5th power over here, which is 1024 multiplied by a. So to solve for a, or our initial value, we divide both sides by 1024, and we get that a equals 5,500. So for the second part of this problem, they want a function rule for the situation. So I've written the general function rule for an exponential, and we just solved for a. So we'll substitute that in. 5,500 times 4 from previously to the x power. So that is one option, and I want to show you that there's another way to do this too, if you wanted to include the increments. So we would write 5,500 times 4, but the exponent would be x divided by 5, because that's how many years it takes to quadruple the population.